Motorcycle crashes in Pennsylvania have trended down year to year, but fatal crashes have actually increased. So as summer is upon us and bikers all across the Northeast are getting their motorcycles ready to go, safety is of paramount importance. Today we are asking Rand Spear, Philadelphia's accident lawyer, to help us with some safety tips and discuss some of the common myths about motorcycle safety that was featured in a recent Huffington Post story. Welcome everyone to our 21st Philadelphia Accident and Injury Google Hangout. My name is Renee, and I'm here today with Rand Spear, who is going to offer his knowledge acquired over the last 30 years, helping motorcycle accident victims separate fact from fiction about motorcycle accident avoidance. Hey Rand, how are you doing today in Philadelphia?
I'm doing good, Renee. It's been pouring all day today. It's rainy and cold and damp, and it's not a great day, especially for motorcycle riders.
We have a little bit of overcast here, but we're muddling through it. Rand, based on your 30 years of experience, can you tell us about some of the most common misconceptions about motorcycle safety?
Well, a lot of people that operate motorcycles are under the assumption that operators of motor vehicles are able to see them readily and easily. And the truth of the matter is the eye is really trained to look for motor vehicles and not motorcycles. And so it's so important that you take every precaution to give all the other motorists around you the opportunity to see you. So number one, daytime driving is critical. If you can avoid driving at night, that is what you should do. It is so dangerous to drive at night. It is so difficult to see a motorcycle. You want to have brightly colored motorcycle. You want to have your lights on at all times. You want to take whatever precautions you can to make sure that the public sees you and has enough time to avoid a collision with your motorcycle. Also, helmets, full face helmets should be worn. Please, please, please wear your helmet, even if it's a short distance, because statistics show that many of these fatal accidents occur on smaller roads as opposed to the highway. So even though you think I'm just going around the corner or I'm going down the street, wear your gear, wear your helmet. The leather jackets, the gloves, the boots, they're all for safety. They're not a fashion statement. So you should wear them at all times to protect yourself so that in the event there is a mishap, you're somewhat protected to try and avoid a very serious injury. So those are just a couple of the misconceptions. You know, obviously, based on your experience, you determine the size of the bike that you ride. Don't go out as a new beginner and buy a big motorcycle. You want to start on something that's manageable, that's controllable, that you can learn on. And only then, when you become an expert at operating a smaller bike, do you then want to gradually move up to a bigger bike or a heavier bike. Another misconception is that people will notice you because of the exhaust, because of the sound and the loud vibration that the motorcycle gives off. That's also a misconception. People will not readily observe you simply because the motorcycle that you're on is making a loud noise. You really have to take precautions and drive with extreme care and make sure that you see them and that you see where they're going and what their intentions are so that you can safely operate your motor vehicle or your motorcycle on the roadway.
Is there a specific recommendation that might help motorcycle riders in case they do have accident, you know, something they should know or do?
Well, I think the biggest myth is that it's more dangerous to drive on a highway as opposed to a non-interstate. And that's absolutely the opposite of really what happens. You know, on a On a main highway, you're essentially going straight. So if you proceed with caution, even though you may be going faster, if you're driving straight and there's not all these lanes cutting in and cutting out and lights and people pulling out into your lane of travel, you're much safer. Because with a motorcycle, you know, it's very light. And you have to be careful when you apply the brakes and want to come to a stop. You need to leave yourself a lot of room so that you can safely stop the bike. You have to really look way ahead of you to see what's going on so that you can anticipate exactly what you need to do to stay safe. You also want to be careful with the roadway and all the potholes. They can be so dangerous. I've handled several cases where there was a giant pothole in the road, and the motorcycle operator was not aware of it and came upon it, and it basically caused him to lose control of the bike. So you really want to operate at a very safe speed that enables you to maintain control of that motorcycle in all situations. If you come across a pothole or something that doesn't look safe, give yourself the opportunity to slow down and determine if you're able to avoid it. So those are just some of the misconceptions, I think. It's always more dangerous on rural roads where there's traffic lights and cars cutting in and out, because the danger is that the other motorist doesn't see you in enough time to take necessary action.
Well, a lot of what you're sharing is counterintuitive, so I guess experience is always the key. You know, probably even take, you know, before you get on a bike, you get the proper training and you're aware of all these things. If you have a case in Pennsylvania or New Jersey related to any accident or injury, please call Rand Spear, the accident lawyer, at 888-373 the number 4 and the word law. Or you can also visit the firm at www.randspear.com. Thanks again for sharing your experience and knowledge with our audience, Rand.
You're welcome, Renee.
I want to thank everyone that made this possible today. I invite our audience to come back and hang out next time when we'll be discussing a new and important topic. And please remember, the information contained in this video or on the website should not be construed as any legal advice with regard to any subject, including, but not limited to, any type of personal injury. Content is for information purposes only. Acting on or refraining from acting on the facts of any topic contained therein should not be done without seeking advice from a licensed attorney or professional. Nothing contained herein shall constitute an attorney-client relationship. Only the execution of a fee agreement constitutes an attorney-client relationship. That's all for now, and goodbye.